Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. How many of you heard me talk about something I call the mountain slope theory or mountain slope method? Well, that method is used by the guys in charge of us, using their media operatives in giving a spin and creating a narrative for the population to support a policy, a decision that has already been made by the guys in charge of us. But we don't know it was made. They always, and I don't like the word always, never, and so on, always use the same method, which is like this. They, put the foot in the door, and then little by little, they, by repetition, through authority figures invited to make statements, will bring into the attention of the public an issue in order to gain support in case, not in case, for when they will inform us, we will do this. And the public is already ready. So that's why it's a mountain slope. You start slowly and you go, to the top. So 2 days ago, I think it was, or yesterday, this video I made right here. US is at war with Russia. Trump tells Zelensky to strike St. Petersburg or Moscow with US missiles. And down here, in this Washington Post source, Trump considers sending Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine. Trump to give Zelensky Tomahawk missiles. While I was making that video, I claimed that those Tomahawk missiles cannot be fitted to F-16s. Therefore, we got the B-2 bombers needed for Tomahawk missiles. The next day, today, we have experts coming and saying this. Ukraine may struggle to deploy Tomahawk missiles without strategic bombers. Says what? He made a statement in a comment to The Guardian. Who's that? Let's find out. They are not easy to use, he admitted. We find out who that is. All right. Now, we have this Skibitsky also emphasized the importance for Ukraine to carry out kinetic strikes, like the Israelis commit in Gaza, surgical strikes, on military targets deep inside Russian territory. Negotiations now are underway with Washington regarding lifting restrictions on the use of ATACMS missiles with a range of 300 kilometers. So remember, he claims that the bases are more than 500 kilometers from Ukraine, as is Kiev, as is Moscow. Remember, Ukraine's border. Therefore, they need something deeper. And that would be what? That would be the Tomahawk missile. And I claim that they will need the B-2 bombers, which will not be piloted by the Ukrainians. The Americans will never, as I thought they never, my conviction is the Americans did not give Ukraine Patriot system to be operated by Ukrainian crew. That's my conviction. I do not think the F-16s are piloted by the Ukrainians. I have doubts, but regarding Patriot and HIMARS, I can cut my balls off in a bet that they did not provide the Ukrainian crews. They're not operating them. Why? Just imagine these guys take one of those and cross the border to Russia. Well, let's say, I'm just saying, pick it up and go. Or in a little column. What do you think will happen? All the secrets, one of the most advanced air defense systems of the Americans and of the Western world will fall on Russia's lap with no effort. All right, so there's the first one. And then let me show you the mountain slope theory method. The Hill, former NATO commander, sending Ukraine offensive weapons could move Putin to the negotiating table. This imbecile, this is the guy who said that. He's a retired United States Navy admiral. Got it? James George Stavridis. Now, the mountain slope theory or method works this way. You always have a retired. Okay? You got one of these guys from something, FBI, military usually, depending on the situation, CIA, a former something, a general, former director. And why? Because as of now, if he says something crazy, the public could not blame him for anything because he has the expertise, but he doesn't have the legal authority, so he cannot be blamed. He's just giving an opinion. You got that? So he's covered. But that's the way it starts, with a retired former ex. Watch it, please. And after this guy says this, the next one will be picked by the media operatives. And the media operatives, a guy at 9 o'clock prime time, will say, well, Mr. Stavridis, former retired experienced NATO, said this. What do you think, John? I don't know, Shantanika. All right, let's call Deshaun. Deshaun, what do you think? Well, I don't know. That's the way it works. They bring it at 9 o'clock for all of us. And then after that, they don't know. They bring a panel of experts, analysts, professors, people familiar with the matter, with the issue. And they will have a debate in front of you. But they're all on the side of, I think it's a good idea. Maybe if you have a baboon on alone against all these jackals, he's going to be destroyed, as the argument against it is obviously destroyed because this guy was destroyed by these guys on the left right here. Okay? And after that, there's going to be a question at the White House. And you have the spokesperson, whatever her name is right now, she would say, no, it's not even talking about it. So you see, gradually goes to the White House. And then from there, from the White House, who says, no, the president, no, it's not going to be anything like that. B-2, nah. The next one comes back to the media, and media will employ military officers very high up with authority, with legitimate authority, not retired anymore, but the guys who have a lot of expertise from, you know what I mean? And they will talk to you that don't know. That's already authority. And then again, you're going to hear from the White House. And the White House says, well, the spokesperson, or it's going to be a communique. The White House looked into the matter, but at this time, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think, but it's looking into it, but And then the next one after the media, the White House says, the president is decided to look into the matter seriously. And the next day is going to be, he decided to do it. All that was decided before the Stavridis and all the retired guys came and raised the ball to the net. It works over and over and over again. It worked with the howitzers. It worked with armored vehicles, Bradleys. It worked with tanks, with Abrams tanks. It worked with HIMARS. It worked with Patriot. It worked with F-16. Each and every time it was the same. The beginning was no. And it got to, yeah, of course, yeah. So again, this is the way it works. Offensive. Now, if that's the case, should the Russians employ offensive weapons to strike Washington, D.C. and the Pentagon? That would make the Americans say, we're done. Let's negotiate. Now, if you say, they will not dare it, my friends, I know we love our countries. I know we love our nations, some of us. We are patriots. But patriotism is a feeling, comes after logical connections, or how should I put it? So passion clouds the mind. I know that. Passion with a heart. So yes, we would say he was not. But why would you think we would? You give offensive weapons to that guy to shoot at that guy shoot directed at us. He's not going to shoot misguidedly at the Ukrainians. They should shoot at us because it's us shooting at them through the medium. If right now I pick up a pistol, right, and I have a finger, or I have the pistol. Pistol is just the weapon. Or do you think someone uses? Who are you going to blame? The existence of the weapon? No, because the weapon, if you leave it down here, is not going to shoot by itself. That means someone, and that's a brain, using certain connections, neurological connections, going to send it to some nerves, will command some muscles and so on, and will grab that pistol. And if it grabs it, it doesn't give the order to shoot yet. But the brain will give the finger the order to squeeze the trigger. And that's exactly what it's going to do. This is Ukraine. These are our weapons, and this is the guys in charge. Like former Stavridis and the guys who were. You got it? So when you're going to be facing one with a gun pointed at you, are you going to just shoot at the gun and beat the shit out of the gun or the finger? Or the brain over there? Now, you can pick your targets. I know what target I would pick. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.